M-Tuition, sponsored by Total Accuracy, probably the best guitar jam tracks in the world.
Hi, welcome to M-Tuition and welcome to the drum module on M-Tuition. I'm Sam Rankin and this gentleman opposite me on a bigger set of drums is Mr. Graham Fox, who's been doing some fantastic tutoring. I know I've managed to crack some of the things we've been doing, and the last thing that we did, I've done it. You know the last episode?
Yeah.
I managed to do it, finally. I was up all night. All night, 9 hours practicing, and I've managed to crack it.
Good.
So I'm very happy with myself.
Excellent.
So what we're going to do today then?
First of all, I think we'll check on your homework.
Just walked right into that, didn't I? Yep, all right then.
So let's see what you got then. Okay, so going back, just backpedaling just to explain what we were doing. We're doing some grooves that you'd made up.
Yep.
And then putting them in with some 16th note fills, just half bar 16th note fills, starting on beat 3, finishing on beat 1 of the next bar with a crash and a bass drum as we usually do. So you get 3.5 bars worth of groove and then half a bar's worth of fill, and we were doing groups of 4. So you'll get 4 on 2 of the drums. We were starting from the snare and then moving through the toms. So let's see what you got. Okay. I'm not even going to count you in. Maybe you'd like to count yourself in.
I always wanted to do this. No, I do it properly. 1, 2, 3.
Pretty good.
I just messed up the last bit.
Panicked on the last one. That's fine.
But you know what you were saying? It's right because it's there and you can.
Exactly.
Well, anyway, in my bedroom, I got it right. In my head, I got it right.
Good.
Okay, so what are we doing today then?
All right. Well, we'll just take a few more groups. Just take some do some mathematics around the kit. We've done 8. We've done 4 and 4. So the obvious next one is to split it all up into groups of 2. Okay, and that fits really nicely to put 2 on each drum.
Yep.
So you get 3E and a 4E and a crash. Right? And you can decide how you want to play this around the kit. As we said before, you don't have to just go around that way. You could maybe start on the snare and go 2 high tom, snare drum, back to the floor tom, which would sound like this. 3E and a 4E and a crash. Just experiment. Even think about using the hi-hat and going up here. So you get 3E and a 4E and a... that kind of thing. Just muck around with some of the sounds and the groups. So should we try one of those? So you pick.
Tell you what, it'd be good. That thing that you do it and then I do it and then
Okay.
you do it. And I really like that because
All
it
right.
kind of gets the groove going a little bit.
Okay, but I'm not going to tell you how I'm going to play it, so you've got to use your ears a little bit.
Okay.
All right? But just as a clue, we're going to start off with one that fits on all 4 drums going clockwise.
I see
Okay.
what you're doing. Testing
And
me,
we'll
aren't
see.
you?
Yeah, see how your
Okay.
ears are. Okay, here we go. So we'll take it nice and slowly. I tell you what, let's just cut it down just a little bit first. We'll just do 1.5 bars worth of groove rather than 3.5 bars.
Okay.
Yeah? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Just watch your speed. 1 and 2 and 3E and a 4E and a... Right, we're going to change it this time. 1 and 2 and...
Shamed.
A little bit of guesswork there.
Shamed. You went, no, I know what you did. You went.
Nearly, yeah. I just went to the high tom though. So
Oh, right. Okay. Do it again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the idea anyway. It's just for everyone at home to just experiment with playing around the kit. So we've done 8, we've done 4 and 4, we've done 4 2s. Now, other options, you could think about doing 4 and 2 groups of 2. So maybe start on the snare, then 2 around the kit, whatever you like really. 2, 2 and 4. 2, 4 and 2, which is a bit of an odd one because the group of 4's slap bang in the middle. That feels a bit strange. And then maybe think about doing 6 and 2 and 2 and 6. Yeah, so if I just demonstrate a few of those, I'll go through one of each. So we'll start with an 8, then we'll do 4 and 4, then all the 2s, then 4 2 2, 2 4 2, 2 2 4, 6 2 and 2 6, and I'll try and get them all in that right order. So that's the idea, and just to show you a few different ways. And you'll find that there's only obviously so many different ways that you can play this around the kit, and it's just getting familiar and finding some shapes that you like playing so that you can at least just have what I like to call stock fills that you can just pull out every time and you know where you're going and know how they sound. So I'll just demo a few of these. I won't put you through your paces on
Good,
this
because
one.
did you see the look of absolute fright on my face?
So I'll try and shout them out as I go along. Excuse any mistakes. Here we
Okay.
go. All right. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So 8 on the snare. 2 groups of 4, 1 and 2 and. 4 groups of 2. 4 2 2, 1 and 2 and. 2 4 2. 2 2 4. 6 and 2. 2 and 6.
I'm going to shout one out to you now. I was going to shout them out to you and confuse you even more, just like you have been doing for me.
So that's the idea anyway.
Sounds really good, but it is.
Yeah.
If you think about it, and then you kind of, obviously I go a little bit slower, but it's a really good exercise to get you thinking ahead as well, doesn't it?
And just moving them around the kit.
Yeah.
Later on, we'll maybe think about putting some bass drums in there, but just get used to doing your hands and keeping it all hand to hand and just experiment, basically, really.
Excellent.
So they're 16th notes just running straight through from beat 3 to beat 4 without any breaks.
Mm-hmm.
And what I thought I'd like to talk about today maybe is just some 16th note and 8th note shapes in combination. So they'll pop up on the screen so that the viewers at home can get an idea of this.
Cool.
And I'll just go through a few of these and how you might practice them. So what I'd like to do is start with a bar of just 16th notes again and just get used to using, if you haven't got a metronome, you can keep pulse by actually using your hi-hat foot, which we haven't used yet.
No.
Really, it's stayed firmly closed. And just either playing this on quarter notes and or eighth notes with the foot, and that comes up as the cross at the bottom of the stave. So you get this kind of thing going on. So that can keep pulse for you. So you're thinking 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a, or 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and it's just a nice way of just keeping check on yourself, really, as well as maybe practicing with a metronome. So let's cover some of the basic shapes. You've got obviously 4 16th notes per beat, which would sound like this: 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a, go around one more time, 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1. So that's playing straight through. Now if we take one note out of that shape, and we can just move this through the beat. If we start off by just taking the very last 16th note off, which is the A, and playing the other 3. If you remember, we're going to keep right hand on the beat and the and left hand on the E and the A. If we're taking the last one off, which is the A, you'll get right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right. So you get this. 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1.
Yep.
That makes sense?
Yep.
Then we'll try taking out the E.
Okay.
Okay, so this would be looking like this. sounding like this, should I say, after 2 beats. 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and see how that works? Right, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left. And then the last one with 3 notes in the beat is playing missing out the and, so you get 1 E and 2 E and with 2 notes in the left, 1 in the right, the beat on the right, and you'll get this. 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and
Okay.
some of those are quite hard, but
Yeah,
it's just
the last one looked...
everyone gets caught on the last one. Absolutely. So, and it actually goes in between the hi-hats. So the first one comes with the first hi-hat, and then the other two go in between. So you get this. If I just take the right hand out, you'll get 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and so we're thinking about, we're moving towards what's effectively a lot of people will call it 4-way coordination or independence. You know, different words. 4-way coordination naturally because you're using all 4 limbs eventually, because we'll end up putting the bass drum in as well, and it causes everyone all sorts of trouble. So there's a whole coordination lesson which we'll do later in the series. But for the moment, we're obviously concentrating on 3 limbs, so it's 3-way.
Well, for the
coordination.
moment, in fact, we're going to a break.
Okay.
Yeah. So afterwards,
We'll
what
get
we're going
back
to
to
do?
this. Just a few more shapes, and then we're going to put them into some slow 16th note grooves, so you get this kind of thing.
Cool.
1 E
Yo.
and 2 E
Excellent.
and,
We'll
like
see
that
you
kind
after
of
the
thing.
break. Thank you very much. Bye.
Tuition is sponsored by Total Accuracy. Tuition is sponsored by Total Accuracy.
Hi, welcome back to the drum module of Tuition with our very good friend, Mr. Graham Fox. Right, what are we doing now then, sir?
Well, before the break, we showed all the shapes showing 4 notes within the beat,
Yes, we
then
did.
taking out one so that you've got the 3-note shapes, and I'll just demo those quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So the first shape, all 4, then I'll just do a bar of each and go through them whilst counting. So you get 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. They're the shapes we've done so far. Now, I just want to talk about the visual side of things of that.
Okay.
Because there's often a lot of problems crop up with all these sort of things, just from the way they look, and just talk about the shape. So if you're thinking about sixteenths, and if I work with this being the first part of the beat and this being the end, and you imagine that's the first one, second one there, third one there, and fourth one there. Okay. So that's the one, the E, the and the and then you get 2E and 3E and 4E and So the second shape we had was the way that you can tell the difference between the 16th notes and an 8th note, even though they're joined up by one line going across the top, is that anything that has two lines on it, so the first two notes are 16th notes, anything that has two lines joined to the vertical stem, so for example the first two look kind of like that, I suppose, for those at home. They're both 16ths, and then anything that's joined just by the one line, for example like this at the end, that's an 8th note.
Okay.
So even on the last shape that we did, where you have a 16th note on its own with just a little line like that, and it's not joined to anything, that is a 16th because it has the two lines coming off it. Then the middle note that it's about there, which has the lines going across, what type of note would that be? One
8th.
line, exactly. And then the last note at the end with the two lines again is a
16th.
exactly.
Yay!
Yes. So you get one E, and the 8th note will last for two parts of the 4. So you get one E, that lasts for 2, that makes 3 16ths, and then the last one lasts for 1 16th, so that's 4 16ths. I don't know how good your maths is, Sam, but
Do you know what? Don't put me on the spot.
well, when you add them all up,
Dad
all
will
of those
kill me.
shapes, they either have the 4 16ths on their own, or 1/8 note combined with 2 16ths, and that's how you end up having a quarter note in total. So each shape lasts for a quarter note. Okay. Now the next couple of shapes that we're going to do deal with dotted notes, right? And if we can get a shot of the symbol, I'm going to show you. Let's take, for example, an 8th note that has a dot after it. What you do is you split the 8th note into 2, which gives you 2 16ths, right? So your 8th note is there, and you split it into 2 halves. And the dot equates to 1/2 of your original note. So your 8th note is worth 2 16ths. The dot is then worth 1 16th, which gives you 3 16ths in total. So that one note with a dot after it lasts for 3 16ths. So a dotted 8th note is worth 3. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And if I just explain one more way, just for anyone that hasn't understood that yet. If we imagine that that's beat 1, E and A.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you take the first note as being dotted, right, there's your 8th, and if you dot it, you're adding 1 more 16th to it, which gives you 3 16ths, and then the fourth one on its own. So you get dotted 8th note, 1 16th, which will be tied by the stem with the two lines that look like that, maybe. So anyone at home will be able to see that already, but I'm just to help you as well. That's the explanation. So if you had 1 16th with the dotted 8th note after it, that would sound like this basically. You'd get 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and so that second note lasts for the rest of the beat. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does, yeah.
And then the first one, when the 8th note is dotted at the beginning, and you get the 16th at the end, you get this sort of shape. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and again with beats and ands coming in this hand,
Yeah.
E's and A's in this hand. Right? So that's out of the 2 notes per beat shapes already taken care of. So they'll come up on the screen. But the first one is this one. You get 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and the second one is this: 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and okay. Third shape we've already done. It's just 1 and 2 and, so it's all in the right hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, nice and easy. Tough one next. I've already showed it before. It goes like this: 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and noticing that it's all in the left hand and it goes in between the hi-hats. So for anyone at home that wants to practice these, it's a really great way of getting A, your coordination together, so it's going with the hi-hat, and B, just getting used to reading all of those rhythms. I'm going to go through all the different shapes now. 4 notes within the beat first, then 3 notes, and then 2 notes. And then I'm just going to go through the 1 note beat, 1 note per beat, and you just get on the beat, on the E, on the a, and on the a.
Okay.
And it'll be beats and ands, and then e's and as here. Okay. I could make you do this,
I
but I think
know,
it's a bit of
don't
a
you
this is a
dare,
bit of a
not just
workout.
yet.
So I'll
Goodness
just
me.
do this myself. Okay, starting with the 4s, then the 3s, then the 2s, and then the 1s, and they'll come
Okay.
up on the screen too. Here we go. 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a... So, there's all the shapes.
No, you're not making me do that.
One mistake.
It was written, it was good, but you could see that you had to count on the Andy.
Yeah,
got to get
absolutely.
it on
Just
the
getting it
beat.
all in, and that's just on the snare drum.
Yeah.
So we could then put in the bass drum, but we'll
Yeah.
just stick with that. Now, part of that was a reading exercise. I just wanted people to just see and
Yeah,
get used
because
to the
at
shapes.
home they'll have the graphics
Yeah.
on the bottom. Yeah.
And the other thing is just getting used to playing that. But this is now where you come back in.
We've only
'Cause we're
got a
gonna
little bit of
teach you
time left now
a
because you're
little
going to play
beat.
us out in a minute.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to quickly tell us
I'll tell
what
you
to
what.
do?
We'll just talk about what we're going to do next time.
Brilliant. Okay.
Basically, having figured out all of those rhythms, what we're going to do is just put them into combinations and then play them with slow 16th note grooves on the hi-hat with one hand. So you're going to
Okay.
concentrate on this 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and so on.
Okay.
And then just changing it up with the bass drum and the snare drum.
Goodness me. Okay. Because obviously I got it right before. Can we play out with my thing that I did in the
Yeah.
before?
Okay.
Before you do
Should
it.
we do it together?
Yeah, just one round because then you're
Okay.
going to play us out. You go
All right.
straight into it. So we'll say goodbye now. Watch me do this perfectly. Shouldn't have said that because it's all going to go wrong. Touch wood. And then we'll play out with you guys.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
One, two. One, two. One, two.
Yes! I did it! What are you going to play out for us then?
I think today we'll show a shuffle. Half
Shuffle. What kind of music's that then? Give us an example.
All sorts of stuff. It crosses from hip hop through to rock to R&B, all sorts of different
Okay.
things. So
And this is quite complicated.
it is quite complicated.
Okay, so don't practice this at home. We'll see you on the next module. I got it right. I'm very, very happy. That means I can have some quality time on my own tonight, and I'm not going to be locked into a room practicing. And I can have a beer as well. That's so thank you very much, Graham. You've been
Pleasure.
a star. We'll see you on the next module.
Yeah.
And get practicing, guys, on your drum kits, on your knees, on your whatever you want to. Bang around, and we will see you in the next module. See you later. Play us out, mister!
Tuition, sponsored by Total Accuracy, probably the best guitar jam tracks in the world.